Hello, I'm Helen Meyer, and it's my privilege to be able to host you in Understanding Your Valiant Man. I'd love to introduce to you my husband Alan, and he's the author of the Valiant Man program.
It's really a privilege to be with you, and over the coming weeks we're going to share some really important insights. The fact is that male sexuality is problematic. I know it'd be simple for you to say, isn't everybody's sexuality problematic? And the answer would be yes. But men as a population face significant challenges that often women have never had fully explained. And in a highly eroticized and highly sexualized world, when men do not get help with their sexuality, it's so often women and children that end up paying the price. Sex is such a large dynamic in human relationships. We deserve the opportunity to understand it and to learn how to manage it well. And we are thrilled to be able to hear feedback from all over the world that the Valiant Man program has made a significant impact on the way men understand their sexuality and the way they manage it. What was surprising to us is that it also proved to be really important material for women as well.
We had a number of women who actually did the program, and this is one of the things that they had to say. I knew nothing. This Valiant Man course has helped to explain a lot. It takes away the ignorance. I'd believed some wrong things, and this course has helped me to clear those up.
I'm so grateful for every one of you women who have been willing to do this course. Douglas Weiss, a sex therapist who wrote the book Men, Sex and God, said that in his experience, the single most significant factor in helping a man restore and fortify his moral and spiritual integrity was the presence of a supportive wife. So you being part of this program is equipping you to be that kind of a person in the life of the man that you know, and I'm so grateful for that.
Let's hear some stories and then go to the teaching.
I loved it that my husband did Valiant Man. I knew he was connecting with his emotions, his wiring and his own sexuality, and it also gave him a new understanding of me and my complexities. It helped our relationship, it helped our marriage. Sex can be a fairly tense topic in a marriage, and there can be a lot of hurt and woundedness that goes with it. And because my husband had done Valiant Man, I felt a lot safer talking to him about any tensions that came up in our marriage, because I knew that he had a new level of understanding of where I was coming from. And I also began to have a new level of understanding of where he was coming from as well. So we could discuss things without defensiveness or feeling threatened, and it just drew us closer together.
When we got to the part in the program where we learned to bounce our eyes, I started to become really aware of the fact that I actually looked at women in an unconscious kind of a way, evaluated them, gave them a rating out of 10 or whatever, and I'd find myself maybe a couple of hours after I'd seen a girl in the street or whatever thinking about that, and it really shocked me because I didn't think that I was that kind of a guy. And so I took on board some of the principles that we put in place of actually redirecting our thinking and stuff, and I started to pray for my wife. Every time I started to realise that, I started to think about her and just be grateful for her as a person and pray for her. And after a couple of weeks, my wife said to me when I got home from work one night, she said, "You're really different. What's going on with you?" And so I told her the whole story about that. And at first she was really angry, because she felt like if that's how guys are wired up, that God's made a mistake. And she was really angry about that, and she just didn't understand, and it was a really touchy thing to try and even talk through. But we did, and we went there and we kind of just talked it through as much as we knew how, and she really came to a place of trying to understand the way we were and the way God had wired us up and that kind of stuff. But so I think the understanding of Valiant Man would be a really good thing for wives to get involved in when their guys are going through the program, because it'll help you understand what's going on in their thinking and what sort of stuff that they're working their way through, and probably take some of the tension out of that, because there really is I guess some grounds for some tension to develop.
I came in with the expectation and understanding that I was the person that needed all the change, and that the course was going to transform and change me. And the serendipity of it was you know, as I noticed that, you know, I was changing, my wife was actually the one that was blossoming over here. And, you know, probably the analogy I can use is, you know, I was watering the pot plant over here, and over there my wife was blossoming. And so that was a real blessing to see that happen, and just to see our relationship grow and develop. And, you know, to this day, you know, what's probably 4 or 5 months past the course now, you know, our relationship's stronger than it's ever been.
We were really impressed with Valiant Man and the changes that it made to our marriage, that we really wanted to encourage our son to attend the course so that he wouldn't struggle in any relationship the way that we did. So he agreed to go. He was going to be married the following year, and we just felt it was so great that he already had such a good foundation to walk into a marriage with. We felt satisfied that he had the tools necessary to build a strong and intimate marriage.
It was empowering to understand where my body was coming from and the things that influenced what controlled my sexuality. And I think for any woman thinking of doing this program, coming from a relationship where I shared with my wife some aspect of Valiant Man, for her to understand what I'm going through has meant a whole greater understanding as husband and wife, male and female, in our relationship. It's been a blessing that she understands what I'm going through at various times and helping me to avoid those situations.